Hi, everybody. Thanks for hanging out and welcome to Breaking Through Your Brick Walls. This is an interview series where you get to take a look at and meet some successful business owners and get some real gold nuggets. This is where we're going to hang out, be authentic, and share a piece of our real life with you. So today I'm talking with Nike Famojuro. And Nike is a time management coach for mom entrepreneurs. She's an author and a former corporate trainer. She's a wife and a mother of two and the founder of Momleader. So born out of her own personal journey, trainings, and experience, Niki focuses on empowering mom entrepreneurs to manage their time, recognize and own their influence, and supports them to be leaders with clearly defined business, personal, and family goals. Her clients consistently avoid the pitfalls of mom entrepreneurship and build their business income into a sustainable and scalable system that allows them to focus on their passions and families. And my name is Pamela Lewerenz. I'm known as the Brick Wall Coach, and I'm a business consultant that works with overwhelmed, stressed out, and somewhat confused solopreneurs to create actionable plans for their success and work with them to stay focused on all the things there are to do with running a business, like tech. If you want to become the true CEO of your dream business, I can help you get there. So I'm so excited to be talking with Niki today, and she's going to share all about her business with us. So welcome, Niki.
Hi, thank you so much, Pamela, for having me.
Oh, I am excited to have you here. This is a great topic, and I know we're going to talk about it and you're going to share some of the stuff with all our listeners. But why don't you start out with, I always love to ask about the personal side of who you are.
Okay, you've already done the introductions, but I'm going to get personal. And my name is Niki. And the reason why I love getting personal is because my business was born out of my own personal journey, like you mentioned. So being a mom was such an exciting thing for me. I had a very interesting journey to motherhood. Had sudden miscarriages, and finally I became a mom. I used to be a corporate trainer, which was awesome. I loved my job. I was making the influence and I was very flexible. But here's a shocker that I had. So I became a mom and then I moved to a new country as well. Can you believe that? So I'm in a new country. I live in Canada. So I moved to Canada about 5 years ago. And then I was a new mom as well. And so I'm away from family, friends, and different environments. So one thing I knew in my heart was I wanted to be there for my girl because I had a little girl, and I just didn't want to go back into being the corporate. I love being in the corporate world. So I had my girl, stayed in that world and said, you know what, I want to start my own business because I have so many experience from my corporate job, from my trainings in life and everything. But it's the thing that every mom actually go through is I had the question of who am I now that I'm a mom? It was funny. It was just hard for me to really define myself as a mom. And this new role of having this new life, and you want to be the world to this new life, but you don't even know how to do it. And I researched, and I find out that there's so many resources out there, but a lot of them are not tailored to moms. You know, like, for example, if you talk about time management, yeah, I get it, this time management, but I'm a mom. How is that going to work for me?
It's great in theory, but then when you put the mom piece of it in there, you're like,
oh. 24 hours is not really my 24 hours. It's like I'm sharing it with another person, right? So I'm like, okay, you have all these things. I just had to find the answer. And it was a journey. I was able to define who I was. And then my first instinct is, you know what? I want to help all the moms in the world to figure this out, to find your mom identity, right? I want to help all the moms. And I started that journey of trying to help moms. But then in my journey, I really found out what was the most painful thing for moms is actually the time management.
Yeah.
Because the truth is we all know what we want to do. We're all brilliant. We're all, intelligent. We can create a fantastic business. But here's the problem. We just don't have the time. And
Exactly.
That's why.
Exactly. Because we're wearing all the different hats,
Yeah.
and
We're
being a
trying to be
mom,
everything.
yeah, it takes a lot of time, but creating this business and running it takes a lot of time. So
Exactly.
how do you balance that?
How do you balance that? And I just found that, I can help a mom because when I started my business, I was helping moms set up their own business. Because I was really passionate about moms finding their mom identity, like who are you now and how can you share your gift with the world, which was brilliant. I enjoyed it. But every time I reach the same snag, Pamela, it all comes to the time. We have all this great idea. We come up with all these goals and all these plans and everything, but just getting them to find that time. And I understand, I'm a mom, I have 2 girls, and I know how there can be a huge demand on your time, but you know what? There's a way you can structure it and you can still make it work. So.
Oh, cool, cool. No,
that is my long story.
No, that's perfect. When we first talked, I was like a girl after my own heart, because time management really is all about figuring out how you're going to put those 2 puzzle pieces together of business and personal and make them both work. So
Yeah.
I can't wait to dive into that a little bit with you. Well, okay. So I went to your website, sent a few people over to your website, and I love your mission. So for people that have not seen it yet, your mission states that you are going to help 500,000 moms to have access to resources, lessons, and tools that help their mom identity, lifestyle, business, or career goals from the dream world to the real world. So talk to me about that. Where, you shared a little bit about where that passion came from, but talk to me a little bit more about that.
Okay, this is interesting. So one day I was just going
I love that. It's like, okay, she came up with this from somewhere and I'm going to find
out. It wasn't just a random number. So one day, when I became a mom, I'm thinking, why is it that there are not a lot of resources for moms out there? I mean, resources that are tailored to being a mom. So randomly, I was like, okay, let me just check. How many moms do we have in the world? You wouldn't believe this. We have 2 billion moms. As at that time, it changes every day.
Changes, yep.
It changes every day. And I'm thinking to myself, because in my journey, one of the things I discovered is moms are like leaders, because you're making the influence in your home, you're influencing your children, which will influence the next generation, basically. And I'm thinking, why is it that moms are not equipped to do this? And we're just scrambling everywhere for information. So I just picked a random number. It's like, what is 0.025% of 2 billion? And that was 500,000. And I'm like, I'm sure that is way less than 1%. If I can just help way less than 1%, it's possible. Yeah. And one of the ways that I do it is, it's so easy. Whatever knowledge that I learn in my business, I just have a YouTube channel, and twice a week, I go on my YouTube channel and just share the knowledge with the world. So, and I'm hoping the 500,000 gets to see it.
So, and they will, because it's not just pinpointing the mompreneur part of it. I think you hit the nail on the head when you included even moms that are working a career. It could be outside of the home.
Yeah.
Time management comes into both of, at home or out in the general workforce.
Right, for sure. Yeah. And you know what? I had a client when I used to help moms set up a business that actually opened my eyes to that one, because she was a career mom. She loved her career. She didn't want to set up a business. So I'm thinking, why are you my client? Because I help moms set up their business. Like, why are you on this call? And she's like, I don't know. I love my career. This is what I've done before I became a mom. I don't want to lose it. And I just had to respect them. Like, yeah, it's not every mom that wants to set up a business. But then how do you balance being a career mom and actually going up in your career, and still be a great mom? And when I worked with her, it was eye-opening to me. And I'm like, you know what? We have to always remember there's some that don't just want to come into this entrepreneurial world, and we need to respect that, right?
Right. So it's all about time management. And I know that's probably the biggest struggle that you see with people, because you've identified that. But breaking that down, what's that recurring theme? What's that thing that people keep saying to you that's the most difficult about time?
Okay. So first off is I don't have the time. I am too busy with the time. And what I came up with is because I used to be when I was working in corporate, I used to be a time management coach. And I used to train like new employees, showing them how they're going to manage their time. And these are people that are straight out of university. And I'm trying to show you, now you have this job. This is how you do it. So I had to adapt all those things that I, used to train with me being a mom. And what I came up with is like a flexible time blocking system that I teach moms. But here's the thing. The first stuff when I get on a call with a mom is I'm too busy. It's not going to work. And I just say, hold up. The problem is this. You need to figure out your goals. And that's when it goes silent. Every time, Pamela, what are your goals? And then they go, I just want to be successful. That's not a goal.
Yep. Yep.
I just want to
like
be a great
this
mom.
big of a goal.
It's just so huge. It's like, I just want to be a great mom. What does that even mean? And so that's what I get every single time. If you really want to hone your time, you have to set goals. It all starts with your goals. So,
Yep.
And when it comes to moms, you hear them talking about their kids' goal, their husband's goal, but never their goals. So.
All right. So you hit a little bit upon how you went from corporate to your own business, but what kind of struggles did you have to overcome to really building this into a successful business?
Okay. The niche.
Yeah. Yes.
The niche is always
that word. That word.
Where find your niche?
Heads.
I remember I had a coach later on in my business because, I had a passion. I wanted to help moms. And I'm thinking, helping moms is a niche.
Yeah.
And then I had a coach and he said, how are you going to help them? Well, set up their business. I was like, that's not niche enough. I'm like, okay, I don't know, set up online business. It was just so hard to finally find that one thing that you're really passionate about and find those set of moms that you can speak to. And that just changed my business because it changed my message. It changed the way everything, the colors, everything, right? Because you know your ideal client and it takes time. And you know what I tell moms, if you don't start that business, you're never going to find a niche. So.
Right. I mean, that's one part of that giant business plan is really honing in on who is your ideal client and knowing who that ideal client is and key, where to find them.
Yeah.
So where are you finding your moms?
Okay. So I find my moms a lot on Facebook because moms just love Facebook and Instagram. But then with the YouTube channel, I found that I reach a lot of moms easier on the YouTube channel because moms are always on YouTube trying to find lunchbox ideas and all that stuff. And then I pop up and talk about time. So
yeah, because the key word there is probably mom and time management.
And yeah, for sure. And then they see it. So
yeah. So what does it look like? Let's do two things. Let's take how it looks like for you to work with a client. We'll do that first.
Okay. So I have two ways right now. Before I just had just the one way, which is the mom chat. It's the usual regular discovery call, but I call it a mom chat, because really that's what it's about. We just chat about where you are, where you want to be, and I'm going to show you how time is the greatest resource that you have that's going to help you get to where you want to be. So you can get on a discovery call. I have a link. You can book a call. It's just 45 minutes and we chat about, I've had to chat with moms about everything because really moms, we could use somebody to chat with. So that's one way. But the second way I'm super excited about that is because I have a starter kit. There's a time management starter kit. It's everything that I know, everything that has worked with me and with the moms I've worked with. I've just poured it into the starter kit. And that's coming out, but I'm doing a pre-sale. So people are already booking in, dropping the emails. And then when it comes out next month.
I love it. I love it. So I'm going to make sure that I put the link in for that so everybody can check it out and get on the wait list because it's super important. Mom, time management, if those are two of your boxes, you have to check out Nikki's stuff.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. So then the other part of that question is, what does a typical day look like for you?
For me, okay. So because I use my flexible time blocking system that I teach moms, My day kind of works out the same every day. In my blocks, I know what I am expected to do and I do it. But I'm a mom, so I'm not going to deny the fact that there's sometimes things go off. And that's why even the time blocking system I use for moms, I call it flexible, because you need to learn to move things around and make it work. But my typical day is being on a mom chat, working on my business, and I love personal development. I'm always trying to learn what is the newest thing out there when it comes to time management, the newest apps and all that resource. So, or I might be recording from a YouTube channel.
On your YouTube channel. So when you're recording on your YouTube channel, do you do live to YouTube, or are you doing the pre-recording and uploading those? Or does it look different?
Okay, so the way I schedule my time is every weekend I do batches of YouTube on different topics that have come up based on some of the discovery calls I've had during the week. And I'm thinking, you know what, I want to address this. And then I just do YouTube videos over the weekend. I have somebody on my team that does the edit for me, and she just puts them up and scheduled, she does the schedule. So I have new videos coming up every Mondays and Thursdays on my YouTube channel, and she just handles that.
Time management hack right there.
yeah. And you need to learn. You cannot do everything, right? So
I love it. Sometimes you have to, I mean, it works out better when you batch certain tasks like that. Your time is very efficient.
Yeah. And you don't have to, don't have to worry about that. So I take a whole weekend and I just do the whole YouTube for the whole month. So.
Yeah. So do you use, what do you use to organize your time? Like, what are you using to drive that in your business? Is it a calendar? Is it a, project management tool?
Okay. So this is one of the things I address with moms that get on the call with me. I call it the tools that fit. So I have a test that I do with moms, because get this, like every mom wants to own a planner. They want to have the calendar. They want to do the colors. But is it really you? There's some things
a lot that just,
yes, it sounds awesome. And my first question is, you really need to find a tool that fits you. And I have a tools fun sheet where they do a test. So for me, of course, I've done the test, and I realized I wish I could show you my office. I have like sticky notes and and all that stuff. And I use a notebook. That's worked for me. But you know what? I don't use any project management tool. I actually use any app that doesn't come on my phone. I don't use it, because I'm a mom and I have a toddler. So I'm carrying my toddler and I can, still get work done. So that's how I write.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good. So how about a couple other little tips on time management for people?
Okay. My favorite tips, I have two actually. I call one, is a time management technique I use with a lot of moms, and is live with or live without. So basically, you need to think about all the tasks that you carry out in a day and ask yourself, what are the things I can live with and what are the things I can live without? So I see a lot of moms, they say, I'm running a business, but I love my house to be clean, spunky, clean. Okay. Can you live with it? If you can live with your house being a mess and you can still get work done, for sure, go get work done. But there's some moms that even when you're working, you're thinking about the laundry. Yeah, that is live without. You just have to have a clean home. And that's one thing about the way I run my system. I respect your personality, your individuality, and you shouldn't change that. So if that's what it is for you, you cannot live without it, go ahead and carry out the task. But here's my tip. You have to set a timer. And this is what I call it. I call it a visitor coming timer. You know how when you're going to have a guest, you kind of clear everywhere, like
you take a giant basket and start shoving things in it.
Yeah, and maybe like a mom ninja time. Yeah, that's exactly what you're gonna do. Set the time at 15 minutes, be done. Just imagine the person is like 15 minutes away. Yeah, that's how you're gonna operate, and then you can get back to work. So that's my first tip: is live with and live without. And my second technique that I use with moms, I call it DSO, and that's delegate, shortcuts, and outsource. In your business, think about it. DSO is so easy to remember. What are the things you need to delegate? You don't have to do everything. Being a mom, I know you're used to being the super mom, but it doesn't take away your superpowers when you delegate.
No.
And it's actually not an easy process to delegate. So I teach you how to do it, because you just don't give it to somebody else and that's it. You have to help them through the process. So delegate. And then shortcuts is get creative. Think about shortcuts. You're making dinner. Do you have to cut up all the carrots, or can you just buy the pre-cut carrots?
Yes.
You know, you're going grocery shopping. Do you have to drive to the grocery store where you can just order your grocery online? You know, so think about shortcuts. And then outsourcing is basically, you know, getting a virtual assistant to actually help you offload some of the things you need to do, or even getting somebody to come clean the house, you know, those kind of things.
That's what I was going to say. So, I mean, talking about shortcuts things, a lot of times it's super helpful for me if, like, on Sunday afternoon when I get back from grocery shopping, I wash and pre-cut veggies. I put them in, you know, baggies in the fridge. So I know when I'm making my Italian sausage grinders, I need onions and peppers, which take time. Guess what? They're already done, pre-cut. That. I mean, kind of looking at that, pre-planning menus.
Yeah.
And the same thing I was going to mention, like you said, oh, if you don't like your house to look like that, then why don't you get somebody to come in, even if it's only once a week, for a couple of hours, help with the bigger picture things that you just don't want to take your focus away from. Yeah.
I mean, and the greatest thing ever invented are baskets. Get baskets.
Yes, because, you know, I know we're laughing, but you know what? Baskets work terrific. Because when you do have time, Saturday afternoon, Sunday later in the day, you can go through the basket. You can, again, set a timer and say, okay, I have this basket here. It's collected the week's mail, whatever was sitting around on the table I didn't want, shove it in there and just go through it. I mean, it's not going to take that long.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love that.
You know these things.
I know. I love to, oh gosh. You know, I could talk time management all.
I know that. I know. And you know what? It's just, I just feel it's a message that every mom you don't have to be overwhelmed.
No.
And you don't have to sacrifice.
No. And to know that you're not alone in the process, I think is super important, because as mothers, we just kind of think we are supposed to be super people, super moms, super business owners, super workers, super at everything, but you can't rock at everything because you're just, I mean, there's only 24 hours in a day.
Exactly. And once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
That's the scary part of it.
Yes, exactly. You're not gonna, you can't go back and redo.
It's gone.
No do-overs for what you've already been through.
It's gone.
All right. So I'm going to put links up for your website, for your new program, how everybody can find you on social media. But why don't you share some last parting words of wisdom for people? Any kind of additional advice you want to give them?
Okay. So my greatest advice that I always give to all moms is, look, the greatest resource that's going to get you from what you have in your mind, which is the dream world, to the real world, is actually how you use your time. That is a tool that's going to take you there. If you're trying to learn anything, even if you're trying to get on a new course or get a coach, you just have to understand how to use your time, or else you're going to get a new course and you're never going to get through it. So knowing and honing and literally taking charge of your time is super, super important.
Yeah. I love that. Taking charge of your time. That's what it's all about. What's most important to you, prioritizing, you know, I love it. Good. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you to everybody else who joined both of us. And I'm going to leave you with the parting words of, remember, every day is a good day to be you. You're amazing. Don't forget it. Now go out and rock your business.